bass, can and kick it.
What's up guys, Kobra here. Today I wanted to make a short video going over all the characters in Injustice 2 and just defining what characters I believe to be the best in the game. With the latest balance patch, this has helped the game a lot, and there's not like one character that just wins every matchup. So just want to jump right into this video, and we're going to start from the left and work our way to the right and go over every character. This is kind of like a tier list, but not really a traditional tier list. Sub-Zero, decent game up close. Clone enables him to activate kind of like a parry. I don't think he's really high on this list. To be honest, he still has a lot of losing matchups. I would use him as a side character, and personally, I like using him during characters that are heavy rushdown, and characters that kind of like Flash or Canary or Batman, or characters that are going to be up in my face and mixing me like crazy, or even Atrocitus, because I can use the clone as kind of like a parry mechanic. But I didn't want to go over this too much, but let's just go over the characters that I believe to be the best in the game. Alright, starting with Harley Quinn. Alright, I think this character is really good. I just started learning her today a little bit, and I think she has a lot of good options. She has good pressure up close, good mix-ups, some of the best zoning in the game to keep away, really solid trait. I would definitely say she's up there in the top 10 category. So basically on this list, I'm just going to go over the characters that I think that are top 10 in the game. This is my own personal list. I know if you guys don't agree, but I feel like these characters have few losing matchups. They do have losing matchups, but I believe they're very few. So I believe Harley Quinn is one. This is no in particular order. Not saying Harley Quinn is best than the next people on the list. Just saying these are my top 10. So should probably take it top 8, but this is top 10. We'll do top 10. Alright, we'll do top 8, but then the last two will be like contenders or something. I believe Batman, really good, really solid character, has one of the best traits in the game. Doesn't have a whole lot of mix, but when you get a straight out, he kind of does have mix, because he has got a lot of jumping attacks and shit he can do for free without really getting punished for it, because if you eat a bat, you're going to eat a full combo. So, character's really good, has really good zoning too. So on top of that, he's got his up close game, and his jump into is fucking ridiculous. Similar to Harley. Harley has a really good jump into. His cross up tech really good. Next, for third on the list, I would definitely say Red Hood. Red Hood's whole game is get your mine out, have your opponent block it or something, and just keep applying pressure. Just keep throwing that mine out. I believe he's a really solid character. These three characters so far, really good. Superman. Superman is really good as well. Superman has one of the best forward advancing mids in the game, and he's just overall really solid character. So I would definitely put Superman on there as well. So Superman, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 characters. We might come back to some others. Atrocitus, I think, is still really solid. Has some really good pressure tools up close. A lot of his moves have decent startup. So if you have a character with that, your combos start quicker, you can hit him before he hits you. But he has good range and good forward advancing. And has good mix-ups. Really good trait. Overall, really solid character. So far that's 5. Now Deadshot, to be honest, I don't know if I would place him in the top 10 category. It's debatable. He has he's one of the best zoners in the game. He does have some hard matchups though, and if you get in on him, he's got kind of like short stubby arms, and you can kind of just hit him before he hits you easily, especially if you're a Robin main. So he's iffy. Like, I would put him up there if you really enjoy zoning characters and you can get really good with him, with keeping your characters away. But if you can't keep people away from you, you're gonna get steamrolled and mixed and put in situations you won't like. So I don't. Deadshot's just annoying to get in on. That's all he is for me. I still think once you get in on him, he crumbles, and he still has a 50-50 up close, but they did nerf it a little bit, and he's basically strictly a zoner now. So I don't know if I'd put him on the list. Starfire is a little bit too early to tell. I think she has good zoning, but she's lacking in some points. So to be honest, I don't think she's top 10. She does have good solid damage for no meter, but she's mostly keep away character as well. And I think other characters can actually do a better job at keeping opponents away than her. But she's still pretty new, so I don't want to say anything about her. Supergirl. Supergirl, don't know too much about her, but I feel like her up close game and pressure, she's really safe on a lot of stuff. And to be honest, I'd put her in my top 10 as well. So I'd put her in top 10. Green Arrow, very execution, kind of like knowing heavy. You gotta know what your opponent's gonna do before they do it and punish them, keep them out of the air, keep them from jumping. So really hard execution wise, but if you master him, he's freaking insane. Next, I would have to go with Black Adam, being in my top 10. Still really solid damage, still good good pressure. He's got a lot of cool like little tricks he can do with like tick throws and make your opponent block like a mix and get free grabs in and stuff like that. So he's a really solid character. He's really good still. Even with the nerfs, he just got his damage nerfed, but it's only by like 120 damage for his max BNB, which really isn't that bad. And overall I think he's still really solid. Next on my top 10 list, I would have to put Robin. I think Robin's really solid. He's got a lot of good range on his normals, and they afford to advance him, so he can tag your opponent and make him whiff stuff. You just have to play very patiently with him, and I believe he can be really a pain to deal with. Scarecrow. All right, Scarecrow. To be honest, I think Scarecrow is good, but I'm hesitant to say top 10. I feel like a lot of people didn't know what to deal with him when he first came out. A lot of people weren't experimenting with him, and then they seen White Boy play him. More people are playing him now, but to get in, it's really hard with Scarecrow, and he gets beat out by a lot of zoners, which this good game has a lot of zoners and keep away characters, so it can be a real nightmare for Scarecrow, no pun intended, to get in. So, but he's up there. He's up there. So far, let's see what we got for our top 10. These are just... Oh, sorry, we've almost forgot this chick, Catwoman. She's definitely up there on top 10. She's got good trait, good pressure up close, good range on her attacks. She can sweep you from fucking mid-screen and go for like Oki setup and stuff like that. She's real nasty. She's definitely up on that list for top 10 characters in the game. So for 1, we got Catwoman. 2, we got Harley Quinn. 3, Batman. 4, Red Hood. 5, Superman. 6, Atrocitus. 7, Supergirl. 8, Black Adam. 9, Robin. And for 10, I would either say, this might be a surprise, but I'd either say Deadshot or Green Lantern. Green Lantern has really good setups and stuff like that up close, has good pressure, and I just think a lot of people haven't mastered him yet. There's a couple of them in the FGC that are really good with Green Lantern, but you got to play very patiently with him. He has good zoning tools as well, and I just feel like he does well in a lot of matchups, and you make your opponent whiff stuff, and he has a really good whiff punisher with his back 1, back 2, 3. I don't know. I don't really play Green Lantern, but definitely see him as being top 10. And then for runner-up, I would say Deadshot or Scarecrow. And that's just my personal list of the top 10 characters in Injustice 2. No particular order, but I feel like those 10 characters have more winning matchups than losing matchups. A lot of other characters are very execution heavy, and the patch kind of just still pretty fresh in a lot of people's minds, so I feel like a lot of people haven't found everything out yet, and not exactly, the tier list it's pretty good when you get a fighting game and you can't really classify a tier list. Like, it's really hard to do, because that means that they're reaching like a point of balance where the characters are 5 out of 5 matchups on most of their matches. So that's good. That basically makes it to where if you're playing Injustice 2, you can basically play whatever character you like, and you're not gonna have a bad time. Okay. But some characters do have really bad matchups. So, like, I think the Flash and Harley Quinn matchup is really hard for Flash. And then some others like Batman and I said Batman and Flash. Just and then the other characters, I feel like characters that are sitting on the bottom just need to be boosted a little bit, like very tiny bit, and I feel like they'd be really good. Like Sub-Zero, I think needs a little love. We might be wrong on that. He's Buffalo's been making top 8 with him, but I feel like he could use like a few little adjustments just to bring him up a little bit. I think he doesn't need much. And Blue Beetle needs something. I'd say just boost his damage a little bit, or something with his trait, because his trait doesn't make any sense to me. Swamp Thing's pretty solid. I think he just needs maybe quicker startup on some of his strings, or enable him to get something off his jump in 3, because right now he's like the only character in the game that can't get anything off his jump in 3, and most characters can. Dr. Fate I feel like is pretty good. Let's see. I feel like everybody else is in a really good spot. I'd say just change on those 3 characters. Maybe give Cheetah and Poison Ivy a little. Well, see, Poison Ivy I think is really solid. But maybe give Cheetah a little something. So I'd say Cheetah, Blue Beetle, Swamp Thing, and Sub-Zero are probably the bottom tier in the game, I guess. And see, Captain Cold. I actually main Captain Cold, but I don't know what you would change with this character, because he's got so many tools that, like, if you add anything to him, he could be in the point where he's broke. He's got a 50% pretty much guaranteed combo that you can do as long as you got level 2 trait and you freeze your opponent, and your opponent has to eat 50%. The only thing they can do to get out of it is clash. He's got an infinite in the corner, so they would have to fix those. It would be weird. Like, I don't know exactly what they do, because he has so many tools and so many cool little moves and stuff like that, that they got to be very careful when they change Cold, because they could either wreck this character and make him bottom, or they can make him like really OP and easily one of the best characters in the game. So currently I'm kind of pocketing him, but well, he's my main, him and Black Canary, but we'll see. So anyway, hope you guys enjoy the video. This is Kobra's top 10. And as always, stay chilly, y'all.